He's an on time God. Yes, he is. Yeah. He's an on time God. Yes, he is. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Double tap on my screen. Double tap on my screen. Yes, that's right. Your girl is on time this morning. Hello. Hey. Yes, sir. You know I'm on time when I come in singing. When I come in singing, you already know that I am on time. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Double tap on that screen for me as you come into the room. What's going on, Body by Kira? How you doing, Gigi? Good morning to you, Sherelle. Over there, good morning, Sheila Davis. What's going on? Is it Karma? Karma, how you doing over there? Big Boss, how you doing, Big Boss? Is it Bubba Wilson? Good morning to you. Good morning, Miss Taylor. How you doing? Danielle, good morning. Inspiring Queen, Grand Rising, Rich Rising. Happy New Day to you. What's going on, BK? I see you over there, Tanya. Tanya, good morning to you. How you doing this morning? Okay, Be For Real. Be For Real Talk Show. Welcome to the live video. Good morning to y'all. How y'all doing this morning? Gold Digger 888. I know that's right. Okay. I ain't saying she a gold digger. Hey, come on. Good morning to you. How you doing this morning, Britt? How you doing, Ty Zeke? I see you over there. Good morning, Grand Rising, Krista Rogers. Takesha Hodges, how you doing this morning? Rhonda Ross, good morning to you as well. Miss Hogan, Lamaya Hogan, Grand Rising to you. How you doing over there? Lindsay, good morning to you. Oh man, listen, y'all, you know what? We got variety over here on these lives, man. We got some of everybody up in here. How y'all doing this morning? How you doing? I love to see it. I love to see it. Do you feel me? I love to see it. All the brothers and sisters in Christ coming from all different types of walks of life, from different states, from different cities and countries. Everybody just popping in real quick. Double tap on my screen as you coming in. Y'all just write where you from in my chat real quick. Let me know where you viewing me from right now in the chat real quick. Double tap on that screen. TikTok, we got to get up to 10K. Y'all know that's what we got to get. 10K over there on them likes real quick. And over here on Facebook, we need to get 200 stars over there on Facebook. Candace Bash, good morning to you. Terry Johnson, good morning to you. We need 200 stars over there on Facebook and IG. Y'all, I just seen 3 badges go up, so y'all need 7. Y'all need 7 more badges. Big Dallas is here. Okay, Connecticut's here. New Jersey is here. Detroit is here. Arizona, South Florida is here. Okay, hold on. Jackson, Tennessee. I see y'all. Thank you so much, Benny Simpson. Alabama is here. Virginia is here. Nebraska's here. Maryland is here. Knoxville is here. Come on, Atlanta is here. Oh, man, this is, wait a minute. Whoa. Washington, D.C. What's good with you? Big Texas. They say everything bigger in Texas. I see y'all. California is here this morning. Milwaukee is here this morning. New York is here this morning. I never doubted you, New York. I never doubted you, New York. I knew somebody was going to be here from the New York, man. I already knew somebody from the Big Apple was going to represent. Let's go. I got more Alabama. I got Arkansas that's here as well. Oakland is here. Okay, more ATL is checking in. Lancaster, South Carolina. I see you guys as well. Y'all double tap on that screen, man. Diva Styles, good morning to you, sweetheart. Heather Smith, 40, tapping in. Gigi is tapping in. What's going on? Leola, what up with you? Thomasville? Okay. Where y'all, man, y'all are from everywhere. I love it this morning. I love it. New Orleans, y'all, y'all did not play no games. We got New Orleans coming up on TikTok. We got New Orleans coming up over here on IG. New Orleans, like, yo, we here. What's up, what's up in the Noya, man? How y'all doing? Camden, I see y'all. I got Stevenson, Arkansas is here as well. North Carolina is checking in on me. I'm just trying to see where y'all viewing me from. Y'all going crazy right now. Seattle, what up, Seattle? How y'all doing? Okay, what is this? I got another part of Illinois. I cannot pronounce it. I'm going to try this. Scummingburg, Illinois. Takesha, hi. Whoa, Takesha, you from Rock Hill? That's my hometown. That's my, okay, Rock Hill is over. Okay, we in here then. We in here. Okay, more know you're checking in. I see y'all. Grand Rising, Rich Rising, man. Pensacola, Florida is checking in. Cleveland, Ohio is checking in. Where y'all at this morning, man? Okay, more New York is checking in. That's what I'm talking about. New Jersey is here. She said, wait a minute, Jersey is here. Grand Rising, Jersey. Okay, Michigan. I see y'all, Michigan. Okay, we got somebody else from VA. VA is over here. All right, Florida is in here. Man, listen, this is what I'm talking about. Did we say Chicago so we don't have no Chicago on this morning? Chicago ain't rocking with you. Wait, whoa. Where's Chicago at this morning? Nashville, I see Nashville. Nashville is definitely here. We got plenty of Tennessee, plenty of Atlanta. We got plenty of Jersey. They go more. Hey, Diva said, wait a minute. I seen some Jersey. Yo, Jersey is here for sure, right? Wait a minute. Where y'all at? Oh, whoa. Okay. What's her name? Is it Melina? Melina said, wait a minute. Chicago here. Okay. Chicago is present. Okay. So now I got Chicago. I got Detroit. I got New Jersey. I got New York. I got Tennessee. I got Texas. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I got plenty of Virginia. Gulf of Mexico. Let me not forget, I got Alabama, because y'all seen Alabama. We got New Orleans, right? We got New Orleans already. We got California. The West Coast definitely checked in on us this morning. All right. We had Ohio as well. We had Ohio up in, they go Philly. There's Philly. Okay. Now, hey, listen, I was about to say, hey, I didn't know what happened to y'all. North Carolina's here. South Carolina is also here. You know what I'm saying? So, man, good morning, Grand Rising, big Florida. We had Florida pulling up, and y'all know Texas was in here heavy. We had somebody representing from every part of Texas. Denver, North Carolina. How y'all doing this morning? Grand Rising, Rich Rising, and everybody. Y'all already know what this is. It's that 3W: walk, word, and worship. Walk, word, and worship. Walk, word, and worship. Walk, word, and worship. We do this every single morning over here, man. Every single morning we get our physical exercise while we get in our word. And baby, yes, it's a strong possibility that you're going to get some worship up in here as well. We do this every single morning, man. So Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Happy New Day to you guys. Man, as y'all are tapping in, I want to tell you guys that I love you. I love you. For anybody who woke up this morning and you didn't feel love, Coach, love you on this morning. I see you on this morning. You are worthy of being, being seen. You are worthy of being seen. You are worthy of being heard and valued. Understand that. And if anybody around you don't see you, then you need to get from around them. If they don't value you, then you need to get from around them. Understand me. Hear me when I say this. And don't take this light. I want you to know that you deserve that, right? Anybody that don't treat you right don't deserve you. That's it. That's all. People treat you exactly how they see you. So if they don't treat you right, they don't see you right. Go ahead and two-finger swing. And there you go right there. Get on up out of there and do it expeditiously, baby. I'm talking fast way only. And you don't have to have a one-time at band camp conversation. You ain't got to look them eyeball to eyeball. They don't have to understand why you doing or why you saying what you saying, because you ain't never got to explain you doing what's best for you. That's your job. That's your responsibility. Do you hear me on this morning? And that right there, that's for anybody who woke up this morning and your heart is heavy and you just, I don't know what to do and I'm trying to figure this out, baby. God is not the author of confusion. So if you are in a state right now of confusion and you don't know where you stand and you don't know what you need to be doing or how you need to be doing it, Coach gonna give you free game. Leave. That's it. Disconnect from them. Hello, get up out their face and up out their way. Okay, yeah, bow out gracefully. What you say, Coach? Issue them the gift of goodbye. That's it, baby. That's it. That's all, baby. Life is already hard. I need for you to understand life is hard. Life is hard. And I refuse to be in any situation with anybody that's going to make it harder. It's already difficult enough to deal with life and the things that's coming at us in life already, things that we cannot control. Baby, that's hard enough. If I can't, I'm already dealing with stuff that I ain't got no real control over and I'm having to fight through it every day. You think that I'm going to stay over here in something that I do have control over and just suffer in that? Baby, the devil is a lie. Baby, I need for you to know. I'm about to show you a disappearing act. Casper, that's it. That's all. Casper, up out of there. I need for you to understand, folk that think that they have some more time don't even realize that their time just then ran out. And this is the state of the world right now. This is what we have to be focusing on right now. Anything that keeps us in alignment, anything and anybody that's pouring into us, the reciprocal type of relationships. And if it's not that, then we cannot afford it. That's going to cost us way too much. Understand that we cannot afford that. We cannot afford to have unhealthy connections. We don't have that. You know how we can't afford it, and I want to explain to you something. I hope you guys got this from yesterday, this whole breakdown. This thing was powerful yesterday. I can't even lie. I came back and rewrote this thing. I came back out here, y'all, and rewrote it and put it inside my own in my own notes because I needed to see it for myself. Understand me, when this is a representation of you, right? And most of us right now, this is where we are. I'm about to say something that's extremely real to you guys. And it may be somewhat triggering because when you start to see something that is real, it will tug at your spirit. Most of us are at this level right here. Right there where this area is, this is where we are right now. And it's not because we don't fast. It's not because we don't pray. It's not because we're not studying. It's not because we're not in constant worship. It's not because we're not in alignment with the Most High. Don't get it twisted. It's not that at all. It's just that you have to understand that life itself, life is hard, right? And you may have been right here. Some of us may have been right here. But every single time that life comes at you with some type of unexpected something, right? It's almost as if it creates a small hole right here. This is just what's flowing out. Every single time, we right here. Because every time that life comes and something happens, you may have been up here. And you might have been thriving in life. And everything was going how you wanted to go. And then all of a sudden, an unexpected blow happened. Something happened in your life that you did not know what was happening. And guess what? It takes time to patch up any hole. No matter how strong you are, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how articulate that you are, when life happens, you have to understand that it takes time to get anything done. So you may have been right here. You may have been right here. And you took that hit. And when you took that hit, this thing right here, let's just say this was family pain. There's something that happened inside your family that knocked a hole in what you had going on. So now you got this pouring out of you, right? So it's not that you're not working on yourself. It's not that you're not in alignment. It's not that you're not focused. It's the fact of I got so much going on that I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch my breath. I'm trying to get down there and get done. So by the time that you get this one right here done, right, then you already knowing that it's dropping. This thing right here is constantly dropping. And it may be something that you had two things happen all at once, right? This is just an illustration. You may have had two things that happened at once. So you took this blow and you lost virtue. Let's just say it started to drain right there. Then this happened and now you're draining more like, oh my God, I can barely get up. Some of us, we're at this line right here. This is the line that we are at right here. This is where we are right here. This is what we at. And when you get to this, I don't have it to give. I don't have it to do. When I'm up here and I got all of this to give, I can give you some. But when I get down here, I don't have any. Everything that I got, I need. And that's where a lot of us are right now in our life. Every single thing that we have right now, I need it. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be selfish. I'm not trying to watch nobody struggle or nothing like that. But everything that I need right now, everything that I got right now, I absolutely need. Me taking out of what I have when I'm only right here is going to deplete me. It's going to leave me completely empty. It's going to leave me barely breathing. It's going to leave me barely standing. I cannot. This is my boundary. This is my boundary. I was giving up here. I was doing up here. I was crying up here. I was sacrificing up here. I was going through it up here. Understand me? And everything that I got, I don't have nothing but word left. That's all I got. All I got, I wrote it in black. I don't have nothing but word left. Sometimes you'll get to a place and a space in your life where you don't have nothing but word left. Baby, I can't offer you nothing but the word of prayer. I can't give you nothing but motivational or inspirational scriptures. That's all that I got left. I'm at a place in my life where all I got is word left. Understand me. That's it. That's all. And I want you to understand this morning, the reason why I drew that is because I want you to understand that as long as you got this right here, as long as you got this right here, then you can get all of this all over again. As long as you're holding on to that word, and I want you to have that illustration just like that, because that's how we start to deplete, right? But at the same time, when you know when to say when, which is why it's important for you to know when to say when, because when life is coming, if you got your word is your foundation. If you are here and this right here, this is your foundation, which is your word. If the word is your foundation, then all of this can be rebuilt all over again. As long as you got that word inside of your heart, then all of this going to come right back all over again. But you have to protect and you have to guard that word. You have to be able to stand on that word. Understand me, this is why it is so important. Why? Because through that word is how you actually learn who God is. Through that word, you actually learn how to utilize him in your life. Through that word is how you develop that relationship with him. Through that word is when you come to the realization to know that even though all of this right here, all the glitz, all the glam, all the fluff, all of that's going to come and go. Understand me, these things are going to come and they're going to go. But one thing that you cannot afford to lose is always going to be that word. So when you're going through the toughest times of your life, understand me, when you feel like you're stuck in between that rock and that hard place, when you feel like in that moment, right, that you just want to give up, this is why that word is so important. When you have that word tucked away in your heart, when it's the foundation of everything that you do, when you have that word stuck in there, then I'm going to tell you what happens. Even at your lowest levels of life, even when you feel like you done got down to that bare minimum in your life, when you're reading that word, trusting that word, applying that word, when you're working that process on a regular basis, it'll be times that you want to give up, but you won't give up. Why? Because that word won't let you give up. It'll be times that you want to abandon your mission, but you will not abandon that mission. Why? Because that word is so deeply rooted in the inside of you that it won't allow you to do so. It'll be times when logically your intellect is saying what? The same thing that Job's wife said. Won't you go ahead and curse your God and unalive yourself? We'll go ahead and lose this right now. Why? Because you've lost all of your stuff. All this stuff you had up here, you've lost all of this stuff. But Job, understand me, he had to know that word. Understand me, that word that word is, you have to know that even though I lost all of this, I can get it back. Understand me, the good Lord, he gives and he also takes away. When you're inside of that word, then you realize that materialistic things on the outside, we see them as valuable, right? Because we're dealing in the flesh. We see them as valuable because we're dealing with our carnal mind. But the more that we get into that word and we hold on to that word and make it the center, the foundation of everything that we do, then our values, our priorities, our outlooks, it changes. Our values, our outlook, our priorities change. And why do they change, Coach? Because you realize that you have something that nobody will ever be able to take away from you. You have something inside of your spirit, right? Inside of your heart that no matter where you are, this world will never be able to take it from you. That's why the old people would say, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, the war that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Did y'all ever listen to the hymn choir? And you didn't know the words that they was going to say because they start, oh, no, no. Yeah, and you stomping the feet. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, and they would rock back and forth. And as a child, you just enjoyed it and you rocked, based on the rock and the rhythm of what you was hearing. But as you became an adult, then you start to realize what it was that they were saying. They were saying, even in that moment, that the joy of God, the peace of God, the understanding of God is not something that this world can give and the world can't take it away. This is something that you have to be willing to go and get yourself. When you develop a real connection with the Most High, it doesn't matter where you are in life, you will still feel his presence. It doesn't matter where you are in life, you will still feel his presence. So even in the most trying times of your life, you won't give up because of the fact that you know who he is. And don't think that you having a human experience is saying that you're not in alignment. Don't think that you having a human experience and you're experiencing, tears and sadness and loneliness and, just kind of like, I don't know what I want to do. That does not mean that you're not in the will. It just means that you're human. Jesus had those same experiences. All throughout the Bible, we also see that all of the prophets, all the apostles, and everybody else, they had those same exact experiences. But you have to know how to shake it off, right? You have to know how to put it inside the chat. You have to be able to shake it off. When you acknowledge the fact that you're having a human-like experience, when you acknowledge the fact that you're not in your best mood, when you acknowledge the fact that I'm experiencing that negative energy again, you revert back to what? You go to your word, baby. You go to your word. You go to your prayer. You go to your worship. You turn on your inspirational music. Thank you so much, Shay Shay. That's what you do. Then to be able to shift from one area or one state of mind to another state of mind. When you are conscious, when you are knowledgeable, when you are aware of your energy, it's also your responsibility. It's one thing to acknowledge that your energy is off. It's another thing to do something about it. You have to be willing to shake it off. It's what, Coach? It's one thing to acknowledge that your energy is off. It's another thing to shake it off. We do a great job of acknowledging that our energy is off. We'll say, I'm just not having a good day. Right? I'm having a bad day. I'm just not in the mood. I just don't want to be bothered. All of these things. We can speak that all day long. But what are you doing to change that day? What are you doing to shift that mood? To shift that mindset? What are you doing that's going to change that day all the way around? Because if you're not careful, then what will happen is you'll turn a bad day into a bad week, and then a bad week into a bad month, and a bad month into a bad year. And now you're holding and hoarding these negative feelings, and you're making excuses for why you're broken. You're making excuses for why you are down bad. And you're making excuses for why you're treating people poorly. Understand me? You'll make excuses for why you're showing up into folks' life, and you're expecting for them to carry your pain, to carry your trauma. You're expecting for them to fix you. And I just came to tell you this morning that nobody's going to come to fix you. Nobody's going to come to save you. Nobody's going to come and make it right for you. This is going to be something that you're going to have to want to do and do on your own. This is going to have to be something that you're going to have to put your big girl underwears on, and you're going to have to stand up, brush yourself off, and get right on back in this game. Time waits for no man. This life is not going to wait for you. It's not going to give you the opportunity to get up out of that. That's got to be something that you have to learn. Bob and weave. You got to navigate through all the drama, navigate through all the chaos, even through the pain. Because the pain is inedible. I probably still messed that word up. Inedible. But the word means you can't escape it. You can't escape it. You're not going to be exempt from it. Won't nothing change you like that pain? That's the word. There you go. Thank you. It's going to happen. Don't you think out of all the stories that we've read, out of all the things that we had to deal with all throughout this Bible, that if it was a way to escape that pain, then these folks would have definitely escaped the pain? That if there was a way where they could have escaped the heartache, then they would have escaped the heartache. Wasn't it Paul who said, baby, I don't have to worry about y'all's circumcision? Y'all over here talking about circumcision. Y'all want to get together and y'all want to brag about how many people y'all had to circumcise today and do all of that. Paul looked them directly in their face, and Paul let them know, baby, I want you to understand something. I'm not going to boast, nor will I brag about the amount of people that I got circumcised. That y'all use that as a way to say how many people y'all have brought to Christ, right? This is what they're bragging about. They were saying that they were closer to Christ because they had X amount of people that they had been circumcised, right? They get to Paul. Paul looked at him and Paul said, I wear his stripes on my back. Yes, he said, matter of fact, he said, don't come to me with the foolishness. He says, I wear the stripes on my back to show that I've been with him. Understand me. I got the stripes on my back. I don't have nothing to prove to neither one of y'all. Understand me. He said, I wear it with me everywhere that I go. Everywhere that I go, all I got to do is lift my shirt up. Understand me. And I can show you my back. And I can show you where I've been there with him. I've been in the trenches with him. Understand me. I've been through hell and high water with him. And some of us, we now understand that we're wearing stripes on our back from the trauma of our young age. Understand me. We're wearing the stripes on our back from the generational curses that we had to deal with. We wear the stripes on our back from the broken homes and the broken environments that we came up in. Some of us are wearing the stripes on our back when we've sat in church service Sunday after Sunday, from Easter to Christmas, every single day, and we were being taught incomplete or inaccurate information our whole entire life. And now at our big ages, baby, we got to go back and we got to relearn. We have to unlearn and relearn. We have to go back now and we have to untake out all this stuff that we thought that we knew. We have to remove all of that and starting all the way over. Baby, that is a stripe on the back. Because you mean to tell me all this time I thought this was right? You mean to tell me all this time I thought I was doing something? You thought you went and was going nowhere fast. All this time you thought you had it all the way together, and baby, you was going nowhere fast. All this time understand me. This is what we've been experiencing. Yeah, so when I say this to you, I'm saying this to you to say that, baby, understand me. Your stripes might not look like Paul's stripes. Your stripes might not look like my stripes, but your stripes they are uniquely designed just for you. Only God knows what it is that you've experienced. Only God knows what it is that you've dealt with. Only God knows your story. Understand me. And that is okay. That's okay, because that's only between you and God. He's the only one who's able to judge you. He's the only one that's able to place you in heaven or hell. He's the only one that with that type of power. So if you're going to be real with anybody, be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Understand? Be open with yourself. Be transparent with yourself so that you can deal with those issues. Be open, be honest, be transparent so that you can heal. Be open, be honest, be transparent so that you can grow, so that you can evolve. You are deserving of a really good life, but you can't live that life if you're still living a lie. You can't live that life if you still live in a lie. Friends say, yes, Lord. This morning I ask you to be open, to be honest. Be transparent. Because whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever it is that you're going through, I want you to understand that you hiding it. You hiding that situation, you ducking and dodging it, you compartmentalizing that situation is not going to make it go away. You pretending that it's not there is not going to make it go away. Understand me. And it doesn't matter the amount of years, the amount of time that passed by. What's done in the dark is going to come to the light. Jesus said so himself. He said there's nothing done in the dark that's not going to be revealed. Understand me. It's going to come to the front. It's going to be out there whether you want it to be or not. Understand me. But you take back your power when you expose yourself. You take back your power, right? When you stand 10 toes to the ground about whatever it is that you got going on in your life. Baby, you can't tell nothing on me because I have absolutely nothing to hide. I don't mind telling on myself. If I did it, I did it. If I said it, I said it. If I went, then I went. That's just it. That's all. Because some folks are waiting to have something to hang over your face, over your head. You got some folk right now, they're ready to dangle things that they feel like you are embarrassed by, right? They over your head. They're waiting on that opportunity to try to expose you, to try to discredit or to slander you or to make it seem as though you're not this or you're not that. Believe it or not, it's people that can't wait to do that. Oh, well, I just go ahead. Yeah. Well, tell it, baby. Go ahead and do what you got to do. Understand me. I'm not holding your hand. Go ahead and do what you need to do. That's what you do when you are not afraid to be able to be on the front screen. Baby, it's nothing in my life that you can make me feel embarrassed about or ashamed of. Understand me, because we are all coming from something. Don't let nobody fool you. We all coming from something. We're all coming from something. We've all had a journey. There was a journey that we took before we got here. Understand me. Don't let nobody trick you and make you think that, oh yeah, it was always happy, happy, joy, joy. No, I tell people all the time, baby, you don't have skeletons in your closet. You have trophies. Understand me. You have trophies. And I've been telling my chosen family this. I've been telling them this since 2020. Baby, stop saying you got skeletons in your closet. You got trophies. Skeletons in your closet is a representation of things that you are embarrassed about, things that you are ashamed of, things that happen to you and you don't want nobody to find out about it. I want you to bring it to the forefront. Understand me, because how you see a thing is going to determine how you utilize that thing in your life. If you see it as a skeleton, then you will hide it in your closet and you will be ashamed of it. You will be embarrassed by it. But if you see it as a trophy, then you will put it on display. Hello, somebody, that's right. Put it on display. When somebody look at you and they look you in your face and they say, oh yeah, you used to be real loose. You used to really be out there. Baby, the key word in that is I used to be. Understand me? I used to be. Look at how God works. Look at how God delivers. Look how God set free. Oh yeah, you used to be strung out. You used to be high as a kite. All of this, baby, the key word in that is I used to be. Look at how God heals. Look at how God took the taste out of my mouth. Look how God gave me a desire for something bigger, something better, something more. Oh, you used to be so rude. You used to be so disrespectful. And look how God then swept in, right? And when he came in, he did what? He bridled my tongue. Understand me? Now I only speak those things that he wants me to speak. Understand me? Yeah, you have to use it to your advantage. We all got something. You have to use it to your advantage. Because one thing's for sure, two things for certain is that's a trick of the enemy. The enemy's job is to keep you stuck in that past life. The enemy's job is to keep you in your hurt, to keep you in your pain. The enemy's job is to keep you distracted by everything that you went through so that you don't even see the breakthrough that's right around the corner. The enemy's job is to what? To keep you distracted, to keep you focused on your pain and the things that you've gone through in your life. Because if he keeps you focused there, then you will never see the breakthrough that he got right over here or right over here to the left. If you take your eyes off that hurt, off that pain, off that betrayal, off that letdown just for a moment, then you will realize that God has already created a way for you. Understand me? If you do what, coach? If you take your eyes off that hurt, off that pain, off that drama, off that chaos, if you stop worrying about who you're going to lose on the way, if you stop putting your focus, your time, energy, and effort about who going to be upset with you because you decided to work on you, to focus on you, to make decisions that was only about you, when you get finished finish doing all of that and you actually lock in, then you will see that God has already prepared a way of escape for you, that he's already figured it out for you. He's already opened the door for you. He's already created a way for you. And all you got to do is get focused, is get locked in. But as long as the enemy can keep you distracted, then you will never see it. Some of y'all door been open way too long. You got flies, you got moths, you got ants and everything in between. Some of your doors have been open for so long that everything that belongs on the outside, and you got squirrels running around in it right now. Understand me, you got birds that set up nests all up in it. Your door just been hung open and you still haven't acknowledged it. Why? Because you've been so caught up on everything that happened in your yesteryears. Understand me, you've been so caught up in everything that's happened over there. And I said it this morning in devotion, and I'm going to say it again. When I say cutting off people, walking away from people, and all of that, I need for you to also understand this. It's not just you cutting off other people. It's also you cutting off the old version of yourself. It's about separating you from your old self as well. And I know y'all don't like that type of talk. I know that yeah, I know y'all don't like that type, but it's the truth. Understand me, sometimes your greatest enemy is the enemy that's within yourself. Understand me, sometimes the only person that's holding you back is you. Sometimes the only person that is speaking negatively about you is you. Sometimes the only person that is talking you out of your next move is really just you. And you have to be willing not just to only separate yourself from the other folk that are toxic, that are draining, that are standing in the way of your breakthrough, but you have to separate your old self as well. Like, you know what? I'm no longer living in that type of way. I'm no longer living that life. I'm no longer speaking that way. I'm no longer showing up that way. I'm shutting all of that down. Just like he said, hey, it's another law that's going to work inside of my members. That part of you is going to always be there, but you have to lay that old you down. You got to lay it down every day. Why? Because every day that you wake up, guess what's going to happen? When you wake up, when you're a new man wake up, that old man wakes up too. My. When you wake up, that old man wakes up too. Don't be bamboozled. Don't be bamboozled. Don't be hoodwinked. Don't be finessed. I say you have to separate yourself from them. Separating means I'm pushing you to the side. I'm stepping away from you. But you can't unalive them, because it's going to forever be a part of you. And that's the reality of the situation. What'd you say, Coach? Oh, you can't unalive them, because it's going to always be a part of you. That old self and that new self are always going to be right there. Remember, I gave you the illustration. Old self is over here, new self is over here, and then you, current self. Old self, new self, current self. Old self, new self, current self. Right there, that's you every single day. This is how you wake up. Put it inside your notes. Old self, new self, current self. And current self have to do what? Every day that you wake up, you have these three heads. And what do you have the decision that you have to make upon becoming conscious? You have to decide which one of these faces that you're going to put on. Which one are you going to become one with? Are you becoming one with your old self, or are you becoming one with your new self? These three things are things that you're going to deal with every single day. Every morning that you wake up, you are going to have to deal with those three things. I want you to put it inside of your notes. Put it in your notes. Put it in your notes. Put it in your notes. I need to get me a stand for my markers. Got this one. You got this one. Current. All of these are you. All of these are you. But this person decides every day, am I going here or am I going here? This is not a one-time thing. This is not a one-time thing. You do it this time and this. No. This is a daily. Daily. I forgot the word's going to be backwards on there. Daily. A daily thing. You have to decide which one of these people that you're going to be daily. It's either you're going to be old self or you're going to be new self. But the only person that makes that decision is this one right here. You get to decide, divine right of choice. You get to decide who you are going to be every single day. Every single day that you wake up, you have a divine right of choice. Am I operating in my old self, or am I operating in my new self? Which one of these people, what suit am I going to put on? Honestly, that's what you're really saying. What suit am I going to put on? What is it that I'm going to do? How is it that I'm going to move? How is it that I'm going to behave? This is a decision that you get to make every single day. Understand me? And you make this decision all on your own. Why? Because we don't serve a wheel-breaking God. God is not going to force you to choose him. God is not going to force you to choose him. The enemy cannot force you to choose him. God is going to influence. God is going to be over here with his grace and with his mercy and his forgiveness and his anointing and his favor and his abundance. All of his stuff is going to be over here with him. Over here with him every single day. His grace, his mercy, his abundance, his breakthrough, all of that's going to be over there with him every day. And the enemy is going to be right on over here with his deception, with his lies, deceit, his manipulation, his narcissistic, toxic type of behavior. He's going to have that over there with him every single day. And you get to decide, am I moving in grace? Am I moving in love? Am I moving with clarity? Am I moving with a sound mind? Or am I going to put on the suit of self-sabotaging? You get to make that decision. Every single day that you wake up, you get to decide which one of those things that you're going to put on, which suit that you're going to be wearing that day. And whatever suit it is that you decide to put on, you just set up the tone for your day. And that's the easiest, most simplest way that I can say, that I can explain it to you, that this is every day. Because I'm going to tell you what happens in this, right? This is what happens even in these situations. What happens is, because that old man and that new man is always there, this is why it's so easy. When y'all be thinking, man, it's so easy. I be trying, but temptation be right there. And I be trying, but they be right there. They be calling me. They be texting me. They be reaching out to me. They be saying this and they be saying that. And then I just want to tell you why it's so easy for you to go back, because the old man is already there. He's always going to make it extremely convenient for you. He's always going to make it extremely easy for you. It's going to be so easy. It's easy, very, very easy for you to go back to your old life. It's very easy for you to revert back to that old ways and do the old things that you was doing before. It's easy because that's something that you've been doing before, and the enemy's job is to make it look appealing to you. His job is to deceive you. His job is to make you think that you're missing something or that you messed up, because that's how deception works. Understand me? This is why when you get out of a toxic relationship, friendship, or familyship with somebody, this is why I say go full speed ahead. Why? Because if you continue to have interactions with these different types of people, what they'll do is manipulate you into thinking that you are somewhat responsible for the pain that they brought to you. Ooh, sit down. Sit down, 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 sit down. Okay, yeah. Have you over there apologizing for things you ain't even do? Have you over there apologizing for things that you ain't even do? Have you over there looking for fault inside of yourself? If I would have loved them more, if I would have listened more, if I would have came around more, if I would have been a little more compassionate, if I would have been a little more understanding. Okay, well, maybe I did overreact. Oh my God, maybe I did say it the wrong way, and maybe I could have delivered it this, and I could have delivered it that, and maybe I shouldn't have texted them. Maybe I should have called them instead, and maybe have you over there with all of that right there, when you know doggone well that you ain't did nothing to them, when you know doggone well that you don't deserve the pain or the hurt or betrayal that they brought to your life. But a manipulator, a skillful manipulator, they are very skilled at what it is that they do. So now they have you over there crying and trying to rebuild a bond that you did not break. Thank you so much, Doris, for the Cash App. They have you over there whining and crying and trying to rebuild a bond that you did not break. They have you over there. They hurt you. They damaged you. you, they lied to you, they betrayed you, and now they got you over there running them down, trying to fix the relationship, trying to understand the relationship. They got you over there setting up dates and let's just get together and let's just talk. Baby, the devil is a lie. You have to go find you somebody else to play with. One thing's for sure, two things for certain is you did what you did, I felt what I felt, and now it's what's next. I'm one and done, sweetheart. I need for you to know that I am what? One and done. You got one time. When I say that, don't play with me. I am not one of them. Do you hear me? One and done, walking smooth up out your life. I established my boundaries from the door. I'll let you know what my negotiable was from the door. Understand me? You're not about to play with me, and you ain't about to play up in my face. You will not twist and turn things over here. That don't work over here. It don't work over here. Get somebody else to do it. Hey, get somebody else to do it. Get somebody, you have to get somebody else to do that. No. Because baby, over here I let bridges burn. I let chips fall. Hello, somebody, I don't cry over spilled milk. I got a whole rack about it. Baby, I'm cleaning it up and taking out the trash. I don't play with folk, and I don't let folk play with me. I need, unplaywittable. I want you to know I don't play with folk, and I don't let folk play with me. Do you hear me, Candace? That's it, that's all. I spent a lot of years letting folk play with me. My play days, they all out the door. I want you to understand that some folk feel like, oh, you so cut and dry. You just go ahead and tell people. I tell them just like it is, baby. Be careful what you say to me. Be careful what you say to me. Be careful what you do to me. Be careful how you handle me. Understand, when I come into your life, you better handle me with care and caution, because the same way I came in is the same way I'm not afraid to walk right on up out of there. I need for you to know that smooth up out of there too. Mid-conversation, if the vibration ain't right, I will show you how I can get out your face and out your way and do it expeditiously. I don't play with folk, and I don't allow folk to play with me. That's it. That's all. Because if you give the enemy an inch, he will take a mile every single time. If you open that door for the enemy to come in, he will come in and run a complete muck all up and through your life. If you don't put your foot down and let folk know I am not one of those ones, and that's not just in a relationship, that's a friendship, a family ship, a job ship, that's a whatever ship that you on with whomever. Baby, you will not toy with me. You won't toy with my emotions. You will not toy with my feelings. No type of way. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Because one thing about me is I know how to stay out of folk face. One thing about you, I know how to stay out of folk face. I stay out of folk face and out their way real quick. I know my lane and I stay in it. I drive at any speed. I ain't got to worry about nobody blowing the horn behind me. I ain't got to worry about nobody getting upset with me or being bothered with me. Baby, this is my lane. I do what I want in it. I need for you to know that. That's it. This is what happens when you are aware of yourself. When you are aware of yourself, then you don't feel the need, understand me, have to be connected to anybody in order for you to feel worthy. When you are in your own lane and doing your own thing, you don't feel the need to compete or to compare with anybody. When you're in your own lane and you're focusing on what God has called you to do and not what God calls somebody else to do, then baby, you don't feel the pressures of this world. You don't feel the pressures of the folks that's around you. What I'm focused on what I got going on. That's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Why? My tank. Remember your tank. Everything that I got right now, I need. Everything that I got right now, I need. I don't have it to do it. Understand me? I don't have it to do it. I'm going through a space and time in my life right now where I have to fast from people. I have to step back and step away from people so that I can make sure that I'm handling business for me. Thank you so much, Candace. I'm fasting from people. If you ain't heard from me, if I don't call you, if I don't text you, I don't reach out to you, baby, that's not a beef. That's boundary. That's not a beef. That's boundary. If I haven't called you, if I haven't texted you, if I haven't reached out to you and we ain't had no type of falling out, we ain't exchanged no type of bad words, just know that you're not the only one that's out here that's dealing with life. Just know and understand that sometimes I need a break as well. Sometimes I only want to deal with the folk that are in alignment with my assignment. Sometimes I have to step away from the family and the family drama, from the job and the job chaos, from the church and the church, back and forthness, and trying to figure out who's sister so-and-so with brother so-and-so and who got not this, that, I have to step back and step away from all of that so that I can recharge and I can recenter myself. And that is okay. This is not a beef. This is a boundary. Sometimes you don't know what you're dealing with or who you're dealing with until you step back and step away. And when you step back and step away and you look at that situation, you're like, wait a minute. That's not even good for me. That's a distraction to me. That's taken away from me more than what is given to me. That right there, that's not balancing out. But if you're in it and you stay in it and you keep being drained and drained and drained and you never turn loose of anything, then you don't know. Sometimes you have to step back and step away so you can assess what's happening in that moment. Step back and step away. Stop being afraid to pick you every single time. We've been talking about Joseph. And I've been saying to every single one of you guys the same thing. Joseph did not have a buddy. Can you imagine? Everything that Joseph went through, Joseph had to go through on his own. He never had a buddy. He never had somebody to share that pain, to share that load with. Joseph went through all of these trials, all of these tribulations, all these dark hours. He went through all of these things and he went through them by himself. When it came, Jesus had company. Joseph did not. Jesus had his disciples that was there with him, that was ready to defend him. Remember Peter? Joseph did not. Joseph was in a house full of brothers who was envious of him, that despised him, right? That was jealous of him, right? That plotted and planned to destroy their own brother. Can you imagine even your big brother? You look for protection when it comes to the big brother and the big sister. You look to them. When everybody else is bothering you, you go to your big brother and your big sister. When you go into school and you got beef with folk, you go to your big brother and your big sister. Can you imagine that even your big brother is also in on the plan? Yeah, he may have said, don't do it, this, that, and that, but he did not stop it, which still means he was inside of the plan. Everything that Joseph experienced, he experienced it by himself. And we are going to experience a lot of life difficult situations. We're going to experience them by ourselves. And we got to do what? We got to make sure that we have the same faith till finish. We got to make sure that we're still acknowledging God and his power and what he's able to do in our life, even if we're like Joseph and we're in the pit. Understand me, even when we're Joseph in the pit, even when we are Joseph being pulled out of the pit and being taken captive by the Midianites. Now here you are, a young boy just going to check on your brothers, and now you've been pulled out of a pit, right? So thrown in a pit by the same folk that you went to check on, right? Let's not skip past that. You are thrown into a pit of scorpions and serpents by the same folk that you came to check on. You out here helping them and they're hurting you. You're going to experience that level of pain. You're going to experience sometimes in your life when you have to look at folk and you have to say, after all that I done for you, after the sacrifices that I made for you, I did all of that to help you, and you did all of that to hurt me. You mean, wait a minute, how does this work? This is life. Life is unfair. It will knock you on your backside. Life will put knots upside of your head. Life is going to life no matter what. And the reality is, there's going to be some times in your life where you're going to be good to people who don't deserve your goodness. Thank you, Jasmine. What'd you say, Coach? You're going to experience sometimes in your life where you're being good to folk that don't even deserve your goodness. They don't deserve your goodness. They don't deserve your grace. They don't deserve your forgiveness. They don't deserve for you to treat them like how you treating them after all that they done to you, after how they said that to you, after, understand me, you're going to experience this at one point or another. And that right there, that's enough to make you bitter. That's enough to make you hard-hearted. That's enough to make you standoffish. That's enough to make you get distant. That's enough to make you want to be by yourself. And guess what? All of that is a trick of the enemy. Understand me, hard-heartedness, bitterness, when you distance yourself, the enemy seeks to divide. This is what he wants, right? When you go through these tough times in your life, when you're experiencing these things, you have to always remember that I done what I done because of. That's how God would have handled that situation. You don't owe me nothing. I was good to you. You was bad to me. You deal with God in that. Hello, somebody. Do you know how empowering that is when somebody done did you wrong and you done did them right, and they're expecting for you to do them back wrong and you don't do it? They're expecting for you to go outside your way and to damage them, to go outside your way and to speak negatively about them because they know how negatively they've been speaking about you, but you don't do it. Oh, come on, talk to me. Nice. Double tap on my screen. Double tap on my screen real quick. Can I get some love over here on TikTok? TikTok, let me get some love. IG, can I get 5 badges? Can I get 100 stars on Facebook? Have you ever been in a situation where they were going hard in the paint? Come on, Kira, have you ever seen it? They want you to say something so bad and you don't. They want you to go out your way. They want you to step out of character. They want you to abort your mission so bad. They want you to give up on God so bad. They want you to act just like them. And they work double time with doing what? Projecting, with gaslighting, with poking that bear, with trying to taunt you. And it's like, oh, they want you to do it so bad. Come on, Takesha. They want you to do it so bad because they know that the moment that you do, the moment that you do it, the moment that you behave the way that they behave, then they get that aha moment. They get that I told you so moment. They get that one up on you. The moment that you do what they want you to do, then they got you right there where they want you. Now they're going to do what? They're going to try to do what? Justify why they treated you that way. They're trying to justify why they spoke to you that way. They're trying to justify why they moved in that nasty, negative way that they moved in your life. That's all that they want. They know that they deserve for you to go oops upside their head. But when you don't do it, you're practicing great self-control. When you do it, when you don't act like how you used to act, then guess what you just done? You chose your new self. When you don't behave the way that you used to behave, you let all of that toxicness, you let all of that go and say, I'm a bigger person, I'm a better person. Now I operate in overflow. Now I operate in abundance. Now I operate with a different mindset. Now I operate with that Christ conscious, which then means what? Whatever I gave you, I am. Come on, God. Whatever it is, I had to get back off. Wait a minute. That means that whatever I gave you, I can get it back because I operate now with overflow and abundance. Whatever I did for you, I can do that all over again and again and again and again because you don't know what I got stored up for me. I have an unlimited supply now. Oh, that hit different. That hit different. See, I used to get mad when I give somebody something and I give it to you because now I'm mad about it, how you misused it because you don't know if I'm going to have that again. You don't know if I'm going to get that again. But now when you're operating with that Christ conscious, right? When you're operating with Christ conscious, now you understand that I have an overflow, baby. What I gave to you, I can give that to 1,000 more folks. What I done for you, I'm going to be able to do that 1,000 more times. Understand me because what? Because of the overflow, because of the abundance, because of the mindset that I now have. Understand me. This is why it's so important that you lay that old self down every day and that you're operating within the right spirit. Because when you're operating within the right spirit, then you know that nothing is off limits to you. I'm good to you because I'm supposed to be good to you. Understand me. I love people and I move the way that I move because that's a godly thing to do. I want to be a great reflection of who God is in this earth. Baby, this ain't even about you. This ain't it. You thinking that you one upped on me? Baby, you're not beefing with me. You beefing with God. Understand? Whoa. Rewind. Understand me, baby. You think that you got over on me? You think you finessed me? You think you bamboozled me? You think you hoodwinked me? Baby, you are not beefing with me. Your issue ain't even with me. Your issue is now with God because that's my vindicator. Understand me? That's my vindicator. That's my protector. That's my provider. That's who you beefing with, not me. I wrestle not against flesh and blood. Hello, somebody. That ain't even for me. Understand? You can, baby, cross arms, shaking your head because you don't even know what you just did. Yeah. Sit down. Don't that change the game though? Don't that that, wait a minute, that just changed the game, right? That just changed the game for a lot of people. A lot of people right now, sit down. That just changed the game, right? Because that just, what? Hey. Because see, whole time you thinking that you got to beef with them. Whole time you thinking you got to get your lick back. Whole time you thinking that you got to argue with folk and you got to do this and you got to do that. And now you learn learn, baby, all I got to do is step back and step out of the way. Because as long as I'm operating within the alignment of Christ, he's my vindicator. Understand me? He's the one that's going to get the get back. And his get back is far greater than anything that I could have ever done. His lick back is far greater than anything that I could have ever done. Baby, did you not see the way that he rolled back? The Bible said he rolled back. Understand me? The ocean, he parted the ocean in two different pieces. Baby, you don't know who you really playing with. Understand me? It said he rolled them back to set his folk free, to make sure that they walked, and when they walked on dry land. That means the sand wasn't up in their feet. That meant they wasn't walking on mud. That meant they wasn't sinking down while they was passing through the Red Sea. This is the same God that's protecting and providing for you the same day to this day right here. He says, I'm the same God today, yesterday, and forevermore. So the same God that was out there guiding for Moses is the same God that's out here guiding for Lily, that's guiding for Kira, that's guiding for Candace, that's guiding for Gorgeous Glow, that's guiding for Inspiring Queen, that's guiding for Crystal Love. Understand me? The same today, yesterday, and forevermore, which means Moses' God is my God, and don't make my God roll back the ocean on you. Yeah. Hold on. Don't make him do it. No, don't make him do it. 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 Don't make him roll. Yeah, he rolled it back. He rolled it back. And they walked on dry land. So what I'm arguing with you for, what I'm back and forth with you for, what I'm tennising conversations with you for, you don't have to do that. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of energy. That's a waste of effort. Understand me? That's a waste of time. That's a waste of energy. That's a waste of effort. And that's exactly what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to waste your time. He wants you to waste your energy. He wants to waste your effort. He wants to get you to a place where you're wore out, where you're wore out, where you're frustrated, where you're willing to give up. Because this is the same exact thing that he did with Eve over in the Garden of Eden. What did he do? He came to her numerous times, right? He waited good until she was tired and she was sitting over there. And then he kept pressuring her until she finally gave in. He did the same thing. He didn't have any new tricks. His tricks is still the same thing, to try to wear you down. He waited good until Jesus had been fasting for 40 days, right? Before he came over there, and he influenced him to walk into the wilderness, right? He goes into the wilderness, and when he goes into the wilderness, he does what? He tempts Jesus. Jesus is a perfect example of when you have your square and you got your bottom. Remember what I said? I said you got your square. Remember the square I drew? And I said your bottom. And what did I say was in the bottom? I said the bottom was filled with your word. Your word is your foundation, right? When Jesus was led into the wilderness, he was empty. There was nothing in there. It was nothing but the bottom. The bottom was the word. So when the enemy was attacking him, trying to manipulate him, trying to deceive him, right? Trying to get him to do what he wanted to do, he did what? He pulled from what he had down there at the bottom. What was the bottom? The bottom was the word. My foundation is the word. He stood on the word. He resisted him with the word. So this is why what I'm telling you, these things going to pass. You will have this, you will have that. But what's important is that you hold on to that word. So when you are tempted, you're tempted by the adversary. When the adversary comes in, dressed nice, smelling nice, and doing all of these things, you will be able to resist him. And it said, resist the enemy and he'll flee. Jesus had word, and he hit him with the "for it is written." Majority of the time, we're not able to withstand certain things in our life because we don't have enough word in us. And this is why Coach is always encouraging you to read. You are to read 2 chapters in your self-help book and 2 chapters in your Bible every single day. The reason why I encourage you guys to do this on a regular basis is so when you are, over there being tempted, when you are in these uncomfortable situations, these situations where you feel disrespected in any type of way, then you have something that you can stand on. If you don't have no footing, then you're going to fall all over the place. If you don't have no footing, then you're going to fall all over the place. This is why we say stand for something. What do you stand for? I stand on this word. Stand for something so that you don't be falling for any and everything. It's going to be some folks in your life, you helping them, and they're going to be going outside their way to hurt you. He was in the pit by himself. When the Midianites pulled him out, he was by himself. When he was sold to the Ishmaelites, he was by himself. When he was given over to Pharaoh to be a Hebrew servant over there in Pharaoh's house, he was by himself. There was a lot of things happening with Joseph, and they was happening by himself. So I'm telling you on today, baby, you're not going to always have company. I want you to write that in red ink inside of your notes, baby. You will not always have company. You're not going to always have company. You are not going to always have company. Understand me? And sometimes you don't have company because company is a distraction. Sometimes you don't have company because company is what? It's a distraction. Understand me? Some things that God is going to do in your life, it's only for you. Some doors that God is going to open in your life is going to be only for you. Some breakthroughs that God is going to bring to your life is going to be only for you. This not for your company. Understand me? You know how you used to come in the house and get a popsicle out of your house, and your mama would tell you, don't think for 1 second you about to take that whole box of popsicles outside. I don't have popsicles for the whole entire neighborhood. I only got popsicles for you. What type of money do you think that I got? Understand me? Well, that's what we're saying right now. God is saying this blessing is only for you. This right here, what I'm about to do, this is only for you. This breakthrough is only for you. It's only going to be enough for you. When you go over there and you give out all your popsicles and you ain't got no more left, because this is what they would say, and you ain't got no more left, don't come over here looking at me. Don't come over here thinking that I'm about to go back to the grocery store. Don't think that I'm going back in my bill folder or my wallet, because I'm not. That's you. If you want to give it, give it. But when it's all gone, it's going to be all gone. And we know that God behaves this way because when we think about Abraham, and he told Abraham to leave everybody, he said, don't bring nobody with you. No cousins, no wife, no nothing. He said, I want you, no cousins. I'm talking about no cousins and all of that. Just you. I want this right here, this blessing, this breakthrough, this thing, this land that I got prepared. It's only going to be enough for you. Don't bring them outside, folk. Abraham brought his cousin. He brought Lot with him. To a blessing that God said, this right here, this was only for you. You had strict instructions for it to be only you. I tugged at your spirit and I told you that this was only for you. I made you uncomfortable around your family because I was trying to get you by yourself. I made you uncomfortable around your friends because I was trying to get you by yourself. I was pulling at you and I was telling you to take a break. I was pulling at you and I was trying to separate you from anything and everybody that was around you. That was me tugging at you. That was me pushing you. That was me grabbing you up out of that situation. I made you feel uncomfortable everywhere you went because I was trying to get your attention, because what I was about to do in your life, it was only for you. It had absolutely nothing to do with the rest of them, but you insisted. But you insisted. God is saying, hey, are you going by my plan or are you going by yours? Are you going by my plan or are you going by yours? Are you going to trust me or are you doing what you want to do? Because every time that you do what you want to do, it's going to cost you. Every time that you do what you want to do, it's going to cost you. Might cost a little, might cost a lot, but it's going to cost you. Every single time. When God is telling you to move in a way, your job is to be obedient. The reason why you don't feel comfortable sitting around certain people anymore is because your spirit is at conflict with theirs. Maybe you didn't know that, but you know now. The reason why nobody ain't had no falling out with you, y'all ain't exchanged your bad words, y'all ain't did none of that, no type of nothing. It's just for some reason, when you go over there now, you feel energy that you never felt before. Some reason when you talk to them, when you're dealing with them, you don't feel the way that you used to feel. And it's like, man, I don't really want to go. I don't really want to do. That's because your spirit is at conflict with them. Understand me. It's something going on in that situation you may not know of. And God is saying, I'm trying to protect you from that. I'm trying to remove you from that. I'm trying to separate you from that. That's no longer a part of your plan. That's no longer a part of what I'm going to do in your life. And that's why when you go places, you sitting in the corner and you're trying to figure out why in the world I came here. Why in the world did I even agree to this? I'm so uncomfortable. I'm sticking out like a sore thumb. Growth is a beautiful thing. Joseph went through everything in his life and he went through it by himself. And not only did he do it with those things, I want to also point out the fact that when Joseph was out inside the field and he was doing his work, the Bible put emphasis on the fact that he was alone. When Eve was in the garden, she was alone. When Jesus was led to the wilderness, he was alone. It's amazing how the adversary works, right? He always waits until you get alone. Always wait until you get alone. Always wait until you what? Until you get alone. This is the reason why the word is so important. Because when you are all alone, will you stand on that word? When you are all alone, you are by yourself, will you stand on that word? It's amazing. Think about it. Think about it. When I do this means I'm virtually hearing you guys. I'm virtually hearing you guys because I know as soon as I said that, I know some of y'all like, oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. Think about it. Just think about it. When Eve was approached by the serpent, she was approached by herself. She was all by herself. When Jesus had fasted for the 40 days, right? When the serpent had influenced him to go into the wilderness, he was what? He was by himself, right? When Joseph was out there and he was doing the work in the field, the Bible said that Joseph was out there and he was out there what? He was out there by himself. When Potiphar's wife came out there to try to, throw herself at him for the second or third time, then guess what happened? They was just out there by themselves. It was nobody out there but Joseph. So then I said this morning, I have to let them know that, this is what Coach been talking about when I was talking about integrity, right? Having a level of integrity as a man or woman of God. Integrity to do what? Integrity is to do the right thing even when nobody else is watching. Oh my God. What you say? So I said when I came back today, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about that Christ-like integrity, right? When you have that operating with that Christ-like integrity, that nobody has to know that I'm doing wrong, that me knowing that I'm doing wrong, God know that I'm doing wrong is enough for me. You ain't got to tell on me because I got to deal with me, and I'm not willing to make that type of sacrifice. When you're having that Christ-like integrity, ain't nobody got to be around you to stop you from sinning. Ain't nobody got to be you ain't got to be standing in the church to keep you from sinning. You could be standing right there on the corner and you still don't sin. Why? Because of your integrity. I have integrity. I am going to do the right thing even if it's nobody watching me. I'm not going to take that drink. I'm not going to smoke on that. I'm not going to come out here and do this. I'm not going to say that. I'm not about to break my fast. I'm not about to ruin this. I'm not. Why? Because of my integrity. My integrity. You ain't got to hover over me. My integrity is top tier. I know how to do the right thing even when nobody else is watching. Jesus did the right thing even when nobody else was there. Joseph did the right thing when nobody else was there. Eve was a person that clearly lacked integrity. Eve saw the opportunity to become wise or like God. She wanted the power. She wanted what God had, not knowing that she had already had what God had, that she was already powerful with who she was. Her existence alone was powerful. You was made from dust. My God, how much more powerful, Casey, how much more powerful can you be? Like, wait, pause for a second. Thank you, Kira, for the cash app. Can we halt this for real quick? How much more powerful can you be? You was not made from dirt. You were not made from clay. You were not made from a mixture of things. You were made from dust. Dust is come on. He snatched the dust from the dirt. He snatch the dust from the dirt. This is how you was created, Eve. How? What's more powerful than that? Deception. Ooh, come on, Darrell. Darrell, like, wow. Hey, you have to think on that. When you think on that, wow, dust. You mean to tell me we wasn't molded and shaped with the mud? Dust. How you mold and shape dust? How do you mold and shape dust? Figure that out. You are already powerful. You already had everything that you needed. This is why that greedy, being operating with that greed, that spirit of greed. This is why we say that spirit of greed will ruin you. That spirit of greed will destroy you. That spirit of greed will have you out here acting just like Eve. You will betray God for your greed. And we see it every single day. People that use God as a come up, people that use and speak about God as a way to big up their pockets and their accounts and everything else. We see it all the time. We say, hey, look, hey, I'm trying to tell you, there's a difference in between a server and a seller. Understand me? They use God to sell their products. They use God to sell their image and to sell what they got going on. And we can tell because every conversation is about a sale. If you do this, then you do this. And if you do this, then you do that. And the truth of the matter is, baby, this is free game right here. Oh yeah, this is free game right here. All you got to do is open up the book. All you have to do is study. All you have to do is fast. All you have to do is pray. All you have to do is stay in alignment. All of those things are free. All those things are free. It was Eve's greed. She wanted more. The same thing it was with Judas. Judas' question was, hey, come here. How much y'all gonna give me for him? How much y'all gonna give me for him? Greed. Joseph's brothers, as soon as they seen the Ishmaelites, what did Reuben say? Maybe we should sell them. Everybody's looking for a come up. But when he was out there being tested, Joseph was out there by himself being tested in that moment, right? He was being tested out there by himself. When Joseph went into the prison by himself. When Joseph went before Pharaoh and he went before Pharaoh by himself. When Joseph became the high priest, right? Let me walk this down. When Joseph became the high priest, he became the high priest by himself, right? So when he struggled by himself, when he became high priest and all eyes was on him and he was celebrating and he had overflow, he was also by himself, right? Understand me. So in other words, you never needed them in order for you to accomplish what God has set you out to accomplish. Understand me. Whatever God is going to do in your life, he do not need them to be able to get done what he's going to do in your life. He's going to simply do it. Understand me. So you're looking at it and you're thinking that they got to be with you when you get there. No, they don't have to be with you. God will simply use them as instruments to push you into that position. They won't even be with you when you get there. You understand me? They may have been on level 1 when you thought that they was going to be there with you and many men going to bow before me and you sharing your dream, Joseph. But guess what? You had to leave them at. You had to leave them on level 1. Why did you have to leave them on level 1, Joseph? Because they did not support the dream. They did not see the dream. They did not understand the dream. They went against the promise. How can I have them with you when they don't even understand the dream? They don't understand the mission. They don't even see the vision. You got a vision and you're trying to have people attached to your vision that don't support your vision. You want to have a vision. You want to have a business. You want to have a brand. You want to grow. You want to evolve. You want to be successful, but you're around a bunch of crabs in the bucket. You're around a bunch of people that don't want to see you win. You're around a bunch of negative talkers, right? A Debbie Downers and complaining Cindy's. You're surrounding yourself with all of these folks that don't want to see you do good, but you're still trying to do good. You got to come from up under them. You got to come from up under them. How you want to grow in soil where the soil is hard and brittle and dry. Baby, you need some new soil so that you can grow, so that you can evolve, so that you can flourish. Understand me? You got to come from up under that. I can't grow you in that type of soil. That soil is not conducive for what I got going on in your life. That won't work. That soil is too hard. It's too dry. It's too raggedy. It just crumbles. That's not the right type of soil. It's not moist enough. There's no fertilizer in there. It's not enough water over there. Understand me? I have to move you to brand new ground so that I can put you in a place where your roots can really take root and you can really grow the way that you need to grow. I can't grow you in that hard dirt. You got to be willing to go by yourself. You have to be willing to endure by yourself. You have to be willing to celebrate by yourself. You have to be willing to make the sacrifices by yourself. Life is full circle. Whoever is going to be there is going to be there. Eventually, they just may not be there for the whole entire ride. And some folk you're going to lose all the way along the way. They just won't be a part of what you got going on. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be cool with that. Because, everything ain't for everybody. Everything just won't be for everybody. When Joseph became the high priest, he was by himself. But when Joseph was in Pharaoh's house as a servant, he was a favorable servant who became an assistant. He was also by himself. When he was in the prison and running the prison, he was also by himself. Joseph did not get company until when? Until he was all the way on top. When he was on top, that's when he was given the 2 sons. And after he got his 2 sons and he's celebrating his life and all of that, then what happened? That full circle moment that we're talking about, that's when that full circle moment, it then takes place right there in that moment, right? Then that full circle moment comes. And right now when he's at his happiest, when he's celebrating everything that's going on, and God has made me, rule in the same land that I suffered in. God has made me forget about my father's whole family. He's having all of these different things that he's saying, and he's celebrating. And what happens in that moment? All of a sudden, that same people that he's celebrating being over is now the same folk that's tiptoeing their way right on back in his life. Them same folk that did him dirty is the same folk that's tiptoeing right on back up in his life. And when they tiptoeing back up in his life, they tiptoeing back up in his life, and they doing what? They begging. They tiptoeing back in their life, and they tiptoeing back in their life with their hand out. They need his assistance. They need his help. Understand me, this is what they want from them. This is why they are over there. It's going to be some folk, right? You won't hear from them until they need you. IG, the Cash App is your favorite speaker. Your favorite speaker. You won't hear from some folk until they need you. Until they need you. His brothers came back. And when they came back, they came over there, right? When they came back, they came over there. They didn't even recognize Joseph, but Joseph recognized them. Joseph recognized them, but they did not recognize him. And the reason why they did not recognize Joseph is because they had already created the worst case scenario inside of their mind. When they came back to the pit, right, and they noticed that Joseph was gone, they automatically assumed that he had been eaten by the wild. They thought that the animals had mauled Joseph already, or that Joseph had escaped and just run off. Some thought he was eaten by the wild. Some thought that he had already just ran off, that he was just completely gone. This is what they thought. They never in a million years thought that they was going to walk into this palace, and the same person that they threw inside of a pit that had the serpents and the scorpions, they had no clue that that was the person that they was going to have to go and bow their head before, that they were going to have to get the grain, try to purchase the grain and everything from. There's going to be some folks in your life, understand me, when they spin that block, when they come lurking on your page, when they come asking somebody about you, they're going to be shocked at the fact that you're not still in the same place that they left you. Understand me? What you say, Coach? Oh, sit down. There's going to be, sit down. There's some folk, understand me, that's going to come back around, and they're going to come back around lurking. They're going to come back around monitoring. They're going to come back around creating fake pages, going to your best friend, your cousin, and even your mama, asking questions about you, because when they left you, understand me, when they abandoned you, when they cut ties with you, you may have been down bad. You might have been going through something. It may have been the worst time of your life when they left you. But then when they came back, understand me, now when they came back, you are not in that same situation. Now that they come back and you over there thriving, you're healing, you're growing, you're evolving. Baby, you looking better than ever. You looking like you ain't never went through nothing. Oh, my. You know what I'm saying? Oh, baby, yeah. Oh, yeah, you done spent the block. You spent the block, and you was thinking that I was going to be still in that same pit. Baby, the devil is a lie. I've been left that pit. You thought that where you left me in that broken state, and I was sliding down all them walls, and I was pacing the floor and not eating. You thought I was going to stay in that state? Oh, baby, no. Now I'm eating well. I'm sleeping peacefully. Understand me? Oh, you thought that because I got furloughed up off of that job, that I was going to lose my car, that I was going to lose my house, that I was going to lose my mind, that I was going to be out here and I was going to be struggling in life. No, baby, I lost that job and then I went over there and I ended up getting 3 more. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for the cash out. I ended up getting 3 more jobs. I had so many jobs, I had to turn one of them down. Baby, I can't work all 3 of y'all. Understand me? Yeah. I know that you thought that I know that you thought that I wasn't going to make it, but baby, I'm doing more than making it. I know you thought that I wasn't going to survive, but baby, you're right. I didn't survive. Baby, I'm thriving in life. I have an overflow in life, baby. I know you counted me out, but now I'm showing you exactly why they put you in a slow math class, because your math ain't mathing. That's just that, baby. Understand me? Yeah, be prepared to be sick of me where you thought that I would be, baby. I'm just not at that space or place in my life anymore. I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm pushing forward in life. Understand me? And you're going to have those experiences, and this is why I tell you, your greatest lick back is showing folk that they ain't stopped nothing, they ain't slow up nothing, they ain't pause nothing, that what God is going to do in you and through you, that he's still going to do, even if he does it without them. Hey now. Yeah. Baby, he gonna do that. Oh my God. He gonna do that even without you, baby. Yeah. He's gonna do that. He's gonna do that without you. Yeah, don't even worry about it. He's gonna do that even without you. They came in and they seen Joseph and did not recognize Joseph because Joseph didn't look like what they left. Oh, somebody just put that in your notes. They came in and your friends say, noted before I can get out. They came in, understand me, they came in and they did not recognize Joseph because Joseph did not look like what they left. Do you feel me? Facebook, come on, double tap on that screen. Where we at? Double tap on that screen. Can I get 5 badges on IG? Come on, Kim. Come on. Yeah. Gigi McGross, I see you over there. Have you ever had somebody, they could barely recognize you. Yeah, you might have left and I was at my worst, and now when yes, yeah. I go through it every day now. People tell me on the road, oh, you look so different. Oh my God, baby, new body still loading. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm really having my way. I'm really having my way with this thing called life right now, and I'm just figuring it out as I go, right? But I'm at my best self, and when I step out, baby, I'm not looking like what I went through. When I step out, you won't know nothing that I got going on unless I tell you. Understand me? You have to ask me what's wrong with me for you to know what's wrong with me, because when I step out as my best self every single time. Do you hear me? Will not give folk the satisfaction, will not give folks the pleasure of seeing me sweat. When I pop out, I pop all the way out. When I'm there to serve, I am serving. Do you hear me? Every single time. I got a job to do. Yeah, I got a job to do. When I show up in spaces, in places, and people assume that I'm going to come in with my head tucked and I'm going to have a face full of tears and I'm going to barely be making it. No, baby. I operate with the mindset of Christ. When John the Baptist, his first cousin, was beheaded, well, he found that news out right before he did the 5 fishes and the 2 loaves of bread. That happened right before he did that. And what did Jesus do? Jesus got up there, right? And he was about his father's business way before anything. He got up there. He divided the fish and the loaves of bread, fed everybody that was out there, right? Gave the teaching that he was supposed to teach. And once he was done, he did not say, oh, y'all stay here and do this, and I'm about to go grieve. What did he do? He told his disciples, go get on the boat. Take the fish, the remains of what we got. Go take that to the boat. I'll disperse the people myself. He sent the people on the way himself. And he did what? He went up to the mountain and he prayed. He grieved. He cried. He cried before God himself. It's God before everything. Never let him see you sweat. It's God before everything. I show up and I handle business first. What I deal with on the back end. I go through what I go through on the back end. But when I step out, I'm stepping out and it's all God. When I step out, it's all God. It's God before everything. Give me the strength, give me the words. Give me what it is that you want me to teach, what it is that you want me to speak in any environment so that your people will be blessed, so the body will be edified every single time. This is how you have to show up. Joseph is having that moment. An emotional moment right then, right there, right? He's having that same exact moment. Joseph is standing there and he's looking at his brothers, the same ones that did him dirty. He's looking at his brothers, the same ones that threw him in a ditch. His brothers, the same ones that betrayed him, that turned their back on him. And now they are there and they got their hand out. Even though they got money, they still got their hand out. Why? Because they're going through a famine. And Canaan don't have any food right now. The only place that there is food is over there in Egypt. And guess who's running Egypt? The same one that they left in the pit. Now Joseph recognized them, but they don't recognize him. What does Joseph have to do? Joseph step aside and he go and he find a place, quiet place where he can cry. He weep, and after he weeps, he does what? Again, never let him see you sweat. He does what? He cleans himself up. The Bible says he collects himself. Understand me? He centers himself. He get his emotions all together, and he go back out there. He give them what it is that they came for. But what he done at that moment, he did what? He put their silver back into the mouths of their sacks, and he questioned them because he knew who they was. He asked about his baby brother. He asked about his father, and guess what they told him? He said, yeah, go ahead on about your way, but when you come back, first of all, I'm gonna hold Simon. I'm gonna hold Simon, my other brother. I'm gonna hold him here on the guard. I want you to go back, and I want you to bring Benjamin back. He wanted Benjamin because Benjamin was his full blood brother. Understand me? They shared the same mother, who was Rachel. Y'all remember how hard in the pain Jacob went to be able to get Rachel. Y'all know he went through it all to be able to get Rachel, right? So Rachel only bore him 2 kids. That's Joseph and that's Benjamin. So now Joseph wants to see his full-blooded brother. Understand me? He said, so if you need something else, you're going to have to go bring Benjamin back with you. So the second trip, they bring Benjamin back with him, right? And Joseph does what? He cries again. But this time, he's overwhelmed with emotion. Because you want to have those moments where you never let them see you sweat. But you also going to have those moments where the pain is so deep and it cuts so deep into your heart that you ain't got no choice but to holler. Understand me, you're going to experience sometimes in your life where you're going to have to let it out. You're going to have to free yourself from it. And in that moment, when they bring back Benjamin, and he bring back Benjamin, he got all these emotions. He feed him and do all of this. And when he don't want to let Benjamin go back, then he has to come on. He had to come out there and let them know who he was, right? He has to tell them, I am Joseph. I am your brother, the one that you left in the ditch. That's me. I'm the one. I am him. And remember when I told y'all when we was at Daddy's house that people were going to bow before me, and y'all told me not so, that wasn't going to happen? Look at you right now today, head to ground. Understand me? You see how you bowing before me? The very thing that you did not want to do is the very thing that you're having to do right now. The very thing that you said wasn't going to happen is the very thing that's happening right now. In other words, what I'm telling you with this whole summary of the story of Joseph is, just because they said that it wasn't going to happen doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Just because they put stumbling blocks in your way does not mean that you won't cross over those stumbling blocks. Just because they make it hard and for you to be able to get through does not mean that you're not going to get through. There's not a man or woman raw enough that's going to be able to stop what God has already said was going to happen in your life. They did all of this and the plan was still the plan. They did all of this and the promise was still the promise. What God said that he was going to do is exactly what happened in this situation. So now we understand the scripture was fulfilled when it came down to Joseph, when God said that my words won't return back to me void, that it's going to do exactly what I said that it was going to do. This is what God said, and that's exactly what God meant, because the confirmation is in the story of Joseph. I said y'all was going to bow and you bowed. I said that he was going to rule and he's ruling. Yeah. My word is my word. My word is my bond. I stand on that word. Any word that he speaks out of his mouth, it is what it is. When he revealed himself, he cried. He sent everybody out of the area, leaving only him and his brothers. And he cried. He cried with a cry that was so loud and so painful and so hurtful that it filled the room and the rooms outside of that palace. He cried and cried so hard and so loud that all the servants and everybody, even though they had exited the room, they still heard him cry. So he cried so much that it found its way all the way over to the part of the palace where Pharaoh lived. He cried. And I said cried, I-E-D, because eventually he had to get it together. He cried, he exposed them to who he was. Then he collected himself. And he let them know, hey, look, don't argue with yourselves. Don't argue among, his exact words was don't quarrel. Don't quarrel among yourselves. Don't think that, oh, all of this is this and that or whatever. He said, you were just being used by God. I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry with you. You know, what Joseph was feeling was hurt. It was pain. It was disappointment. It wasn't anger. He was feeling loved again because, hey, go, my brothers, even though you hurt me, I still love you. Even though you betrayed me, I still love you. Even though you threw me in a pit, I still love you. And the fact that I see my baby brother right here, and I'm now knowledgeable of the fact that my father, the one that loved me since I've been a boy, is still alive. Understand me. It's a thing. And you can, we've experienced that. A lot of us that work with kids, we know how this is, right? Well, a lot of kids that are abused, that have gone through traumatic experiences, we look at them and we don't understand why you love your mama, why you love your daddy, why you love your auntie, or you love your big sister, or the person that violated you. This person did all this hurt to you and you still love them. This person that did you how they done you, but you still love them. Understand me? And it blows our mind. It's like, wait a minute, how can you love somebody that have hurt you so deeply? And it's the child part of you, right? The child part is like, but that's still my mama, that's still my brother, that's still my cousin, that's still my auntie, and I don't want nothing bad to happen to them, but I know that they was wrong for what it was that they done. Yeah. Joseph is having that experience. Joseph is having that experience. It's a human experience. But Joseph is wise enough to see the bigger picture. That even though you done what you done to me, I'm not going to do that to you, because that's not the Christ thing to do. Even though you threw me in a ditch, you betrayed me, you hurt me, you did all of that, I'm not going to return that evil for evil. I'm not going to do you like how you done me. That's not how God operates. He looked at these brothers of his and he told them right there square in the face, y'all were just tools in God's toolbox. He used y'all to push me into position. Had I not ever been inside of the pit, then I would have never made it to the palace. Come on, Joseph. Had I never been in the pit, then I would have never been in the palace. The pit was a part of the plan. In order for me to get to where I am in life right now, I had to go through the struggles that I had to go through. I wouldn't have had the wisdom that I have. I wouldn't have the clarity that I have. I wouldn't have the knowledge, the understanding. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have that had I not went through the things that I went through. So y'all thinking that I'm mad at y'all for abandoning me? Y'all think that I'm mad at y'all for y'all leaving me out the dry? Y'all think that I'm mad at y'all for the way that y'all treated me? No, because if it had not been for that, then I would know this right here. I know what I know, and I know how to stand how I stand and how to operate the way that I operated because of what you done. Understand me, baby. I'm okay over here. I'm good over here. I know how to move now over here. I know what you meant for my bad. God had a way of turning it around for my good. The thing that you meant for my bad, the thing that you meant to destroy me, the thing that you meant to unalive me, the thing that you meant to keep me down bad and held hostage in that. Oh, baby, I've outlived all of that. He used it all for my good. Yeah. He used all of that for my good. Oh, you talking about taking your power back. When Joseph said that part, y'all, I about jumped up out of here because I said, oh, my. Hold on, Joseph. Joseph, you flexing. Joseph had a very big, it was a spiritual flex. It was a spiritual flex when you look the enemy directly in its face and you let him know that you still don't have the power. You still don't have the victory. You still didn't have the authority. I know that you thought that you was acting out of strength, out of might, and you were clever at what it was that you was doing. But God took that thing that you done and he turned it all the way around. Oh, hey, come on. And he turned it around and he used that for my good. If he would have never left me in the pit, then I never would have been in the palace. I would have never been the person that I am today without the struggles that I had along the way. Spiritual flex. Spiritual flex. That's a spiritual flex. The spiritual flex is that I used every single thing that was sent to destroy me. I used that to build me in Christ, to make me better in Christ. A spiritual flex. My spiritual flex is I use every single thing that the enemy sent to destroy me. I used it, understand me, to build me stronger and stronger in Christ. Yeah, it's because of those obstacles, those trials, those tribulations that I'm able to be who I am and what I am right now here today. Then it makes us understand why Jesus was flexing in the spiritual realm the way that he was. Jesus says, I already conquered the earth. Huh? What? Well, he said, I already conquered the earth. This him? I already conquered that. You have to get to where I've already been, mamas. You know what I'm saying? In other words, yeah, bro, I know you think you got to get to where I already been. I already been there. I already done that. I'm the one that wrote the book. Now I'm trying to give you the cheat code. I'm trying to show you how to go through all these levels. I'm trying to show it to you. But you have to be willing to be teachable. You have to be willing to absorb the information. They go and they get Jacob. They bring Jacob back. When they bring Jacob back, Jacob is so excited. He's able to see his son. He knows that it's his son. But one thing that God said to Jacob before he left Canaan, it stood out to me, right? One thing that he said to him when he left Canaan, he told him, he said, hey, your son Joseph is going to be the one that's going to close your eyes. I left y'all there. That was the cliffhanger from last week. He said, your son Joseph is going to be the one that's going to close your eyes. Meaning that when you get to your place where you're about to rest in peace, the one that's going to close your eyes is going to be your son Joseph, the one that you love, the one that you favored, the one that you waited until he got back here. Understand that the one that you longed for, that you grieved, that you mourned all of that time, that's going to be the one that's going to do it for you. I'm going to make sure that you see your boy again. Understand me. This is what God said to Jacob. Jacob hurried and got all of his stuff together. And they left Canaan and heading over to Egypt. When they got over to Egypt, what happened? They had a piece of land that was already set up for them. Pharaoh also had said, hey, look, this going to be their land. Tell your daddy, tell your children, your grandchildren, your brothers, bring all of their stuff, including their livestock. Bring all of that over here. I'm going to have a place that's set up right there for them. Can you see that? Here you are thinking that you're the black sheep of the family, thinking that you're the outcast of the family, thinking that you're the standout of the family, that one that don't nobody like, that don't nobody want to be around, that everybody always got a problem with. And here you are the whole entire time thinking that you was the black sheep and you was really the goat the whole entire time. Understand? Thinking that you the black sheep, but you was really the trailblazer. Thinking that you was the black sheep, but you was really the one that had the breakthrough that was already attached to you. Here you are thinking that you are the black sheep, you are the outcast. And the reason why you were the black sheep or the outcast is because you could not blend in with them. Because had you blended in with them and stayed right there where they were, then they would have become unalive in that situation. God had to send you what? Ahead of them so that you can create a life for them. Because without you separating yourself from them and going on with your life, then they would have never experienced breakthrough. They would have never experienced what it was like to have this land, to be able to live carefree. They would have never been able to experience that if you would have never left. Stop being afraid to leave. That's for somebody. Stop being afraid to leave. Stop being afraid to leave. Stop being afraid to leave. They don't know what can happen until somebody be bold enough to step out and make it happen. They don't know that they can live past those limits until somebody actually steps out and live past those limits. Understand me? Yeah, don't be afraid to leave. Baby, sometimes you gotta leave. You have to get up out of there expeditiously. Hear me when I say stop being afraid to leave. And you leaving them does not mean that you don't love them. It's okay to leave people that you love. Hear me when I say why? Because leaving is not emotional, it's logical, right? Leaving is not emotional, it's logical. It is okay to leave people that you love. Just because I love you don't mean that I won't leave you. Don't get too comfortable, sweets, on the bookie butt. Understand me, sugar plum. Don't get too comfortable because I love you, but I will still leave you if this thing ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing. Hear me when I tell, yeah, I love you, but don't get too comfortable. Don't get too complacent. Don't think that this left and this right won't get to pushing, because I will, real quick, fast, in a hurry. Again, I don't play with folk, and I don't let folk play with me. Don't be afraid to leave. And because Joseph was on this journey and he was out here doing what he was doing, you have to know that even in that moment, Joseph could have went back to Canaan. He has all this power. But he was comfortable right there in his life. The life that he had been blessed with. Not only that, y'all kicked me out. Y'all threw me in the pit. Y'all come to me, I ain't coming to y'all. You want to talk to me, you come to me. You come to me, I'm not coming to y'all. He living his life now. Hey, go Jacob, he's excited about going to see his son. He gets there, and when they get there, not only do Joseph have the land, Joseph have also given everybody jobs. Everybody got jobs. Joseph took them before Pharaoh, and when he took them before Pharaoh, he told them what each one of his brothers was doing, what type of jobs that they was doing over in their homeland. And they all got jobs. They all had places. And Pharaoh even asking Jacob, like, how old are you? Basically saying, hey, you might have to be over here just chilling, my guy. You know what I'm saying? My guy, you just come chill. Just come rest. You know what I'm saying? You are old man, up in age, hair gray, all of that. Come over here and take a load off real quick, right? That's how I felt about it when I was reading it. But Genesis 48, and it says, sometimes later, Joseph was told, your father is ill. So he took his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, along with him. When Jacob was told, your son Joseph has come to you, Israel railed his strength and sat up on the bed. Jacob said to Joseph, God Almighty appeared to me in Luz, in the land of Canaan, and there he blessed me. And he said to me, I am going to make you fruitful and increase your numbers. I will make you a community of people, and I will give you the land as an everlasting possession of your descendants after you. Now when your two sons born to you in Egypt, before I came to you here, will be reckoned as mine. Reckon is recognize. He's letting Joseph know that your two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, they're going to be recognized as mine. Ephraim and Manasseh will be mine, just as Reuben and Simon. Remember, Reuben is Joseph's oldest brother. Simon is the brother that he held guard while they went and got Benjamin, right? Are mine. Any children born to you after them will be yours. In the territory they inherit, they will be reckoned under the name of their brothers. As I was returned from Padan to my sorrows, Rachel unalive in the land of Canaan, while we were still on the way, a little distance from Ephraim. So now it's letting us know, right, that the reason why Rachel wasn't present when they got to Egypt is because she was unalive along the way. She passed when they were along the way. So they end up burying her in Canaan, right? Okay, so I buried her there beside the road of Ephraim, that is Bethlehem. When Israel saw the sons of Joseph, he asked, who are these? 9. They are the sons, God given me. Here, Joseph said to his father. Then Israel said, bring them to me so I may bless them. Now Israel's eyes were failing because of old age, and he could hardly see. So Joseph brought his sons close to him, and his father kissed them and embraced them. Israel said to Joseph, I never expected to see your face again, and now God has allowed me to see your children too. In this moment, Jacob is acknowledging the fact that I thought I would never see you again, Joseph. I really thought that the wild had eaten you. I thought that you had just walked away. I never expected this moment to ever take place. But now I'm so grateful, and my heart is overflowing with gratitude, because not only do I get to see your face, but I also get to see the faces of my grandchildren, right? Your children. Now I'm experiencing this, because remember, before, Jacob thought that he was going to pass away, an old sorrowful man that was grieving, who was saddened. This is what Jacob thought. So now you can only imagine how he's feeling in this moment. But I want you guys to focus. I want you guys to focus real quick. Remember the story. Listen, because I got to teach this. Right? I got to make sure you understand. Remember the story of Jacob and Esau. Remember, Jacob is a twin. His brother name is Esau. Jacob is the younger twin. And his name is Jacob because he was a trickster. That even though he was a younger twin, he was trying to come out first above his brother so that he can get the birthright. He's been a trickster since his birth. And when his father was of old age, right? His father lost his sight. So Jacob and Jacob's mother had him pull a trick over on his dad by putting fur on his hand, because Esau was hairy, right? To put fur on his hand so that he could go in before his father and steal his father's birthright. Isn't it strange how the Bible is saying here how Jacob's sight was failing him? My, keep listening though. My, full circle moment. Full circle moment. Isn't it ironic how the same thing as far as the sight with Jacob's dad is now happening with Jacob? And here you are with two boys coming before you, the same way your two boys had to come before, the same way that Jacob and Esau had to go before they dad. Full circle moment. Pay attention to this, right? So in 10 it says, now Israel, who is Jacob, eyes are failing because of old age, so he could barely see. So Joseph brought the sons close to him, and his father kissed them and embraced them. Number 11 says, Israel said to Joseph, I never expected to see you again, and now God has allowed me to see your children too. Verse 12 says, Then Joseph removed them from Israel's knees and bowed down with his face to the ground. And Joseph took both of them, Ephraim on his right towards Israel's left hand, and Manasseh on the left towards Israel's right hand, and brought them close to him. But Israel reached out. Pay attention. But Israel, who is Jacob, who is the trickster, who is the one who finessed his daddy out of his brother's birthright, because Jacob is actually the youngest and not the oldest, right? Peep what he's doing right now in this moment. Full circle moment. Right? But Israel, which is Jacob, reached out his hand and placed on Ephraim's head, reached out his right hand and placed it on Ephraim's head, though he was the younger son, and crossed his arms and put his left hand on Messiah's head, who was the firstborn. Jacob, what are you doing? What are you doing? Jacob was the youngest. Ephraim, the youngest. Everybody's head is bowed. And Jacob is still doing what Jacob does, right? Jacob then twisted their hands up. Even after Joseph placed the boys at him the right way, close enough for him to reach both of them, even though he couldn't see them. Then he blessed them and said, hold on. Then he blessed them. Joseph said, may God, my God, before whom my father Abraham and Isaac walked faithfully, the God who has been my shepherd all my life to this day, the angel who has delivered me from harm, may he bless these boys. May they be called by my name and the name of the fathers Abraham and Isaac, and may they increase greatly on the earth. Pay attention to this. 17 says, when Joseph saw his father placing his right hand on Ephraim's head, he was displeased, which means immediately Joseph was displeased. Joseph was pissed off at this point, right? Because wait a minute, Ephraim is my baby boy. He's not the oldest son. Why would you place your right hand on my youngest son when you know the rules of this land, when you know exactly what this is supposed to be? This is not how this is supposed to go. So Joseph is immediately, he's displeased. So he took hold of his father's hand and he moved it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh's head. Now you know he mad. He done took his hand off his son's head and moved it to the head of the person that it belongs on, to his other son. Joseph said to him, no, my father. This one is the firstborn. Put your right hand on his head. But his father refused and said, I know, my son, I know. He too will become a people, and he too will become great. Nevertheless, his younger brother will be greater than he, and his descendants will become a group of nations. He blessed them that day and said, in your name will Israel pronounce this blessing. May God make you Ephraim and Messiah. So he then put Ephraim ahead of Messiah. Then Israel said to Joseph, I'm about to become unalive, but God will be with you and take you back to the land of your father. And to you, I give you one more ridge of land. Then to your brothers, the ridge I took from the Ammonites with my sword and bow. And this moment, this story ends the same way that it begins. It's the reason why I wanted you guys to hear that part. This story ends the same exact way that it began, with the younger going ahead of the older. Jacob and Esau had full circle. Jacob and Esau had this thing going on. What Jacob did, not Esau. He was always the baby boy, but he wanted to be ahead of his brother. And he had this thing, what appears to be now, his whole entire life. Because here we are, even with his grandsons, he's still with the same thing, right? And he's like, yeah, I get it, I understand. But this son here is going to go before this one. They're both going to be blessed. They both going to be a father of have a community. They both going to have all these different things. However, the younger brother is going to be greater than the older brother, even though that's not protocol. The only difference is in this one, I say that God is a God that has never followed the protocol of the land. God has never been the God that follows the protocol in the land. The same thing that was a curse in the beginning, right? It was wrong in the beginning. It was manipulation. It was, it was a finesse. It was being bamboozled in the beginning. When it was Jacob and Esau, it was the wrong thing to do. But now, in the end, when it comes to Ephraim and it comes to Messiah, and Manasseh, I want to call him Messiah, Manasseh, in the end, now it's a blessing. Now it's God ordained. God would take the very thing that was wrong and use it to make right. And I just think that that's a blessing. I was like, yo, how is it this and here, but then turn around and be something totally different over there, because our mindset when we're reading it and we know who Jacob is, a trickster, it's not surprising to any of us that Jacob did what? Crossed his hands, because we know Jacob to be a trickster. We know him to be a con artist. We know him to be who he is. So it's not surprising us in our minds to read that and automatically assume that Jacob is doing something wrong. And I pointed that out because we have to give people room to change. Right? We have to give people room to change, grace to change. And the first assumption that each and every one of us had was that Jacob was doing what Jacob always done, which was getting over, which didn't surprise us when Joseph got mad, because we like, Joseph, okay, why would you do that if you know this is protocol and this the oldest son and that's the baby son? Why would you do that so naturally? But this is not that type of situation. This is a spiritual situation. This is something that God has instructed him to do. The blessing is going to fall on the younger son this time. The younger son is about to receive the blessing over the older son. The older son is still going to be blessed, but just not in the order that the land is used to. Which then lets us know that sometimes you're going to have to break protocol. Sometimes you're going to have to go against the grain. Sometimes you're going to have to be the one on the outside of things. And everybody may not understand it, but that's just the way that it has to go. And that's the way that this story ended. Breaking protocol, breaking generational curses, having full circle moments, bringing things that was done in the dark all the way to the light. It showed us struggle in this story. And we've been from beginning to the end. It showed us struggle. We've been from beginning to the end. It showed us struggle. It showed us that we have to operate as a people that's holding on to God and his word on every hand, despite what it is that we're going through in our own human experiences. Our alliance is with God, not with people, right? Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It is your girl, Street Poet. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this story of Joseph and Jacob and his brothers and everything, man. We finally got through the whole entire thing. It took us 3 weeks and 1 day. God is so amazing, man. It's been so much fun just going through this with you guys. I can't wait to see what we're going to be teaching next, man. And I say wait to see because God going to always do what God going to do, baby. I didn't know we was going to go through this like this, but we did. Thank you so much. Is it Chanetta? Chanetta, I appreciate you so much for that cash app, man. This was amazing. This was amazing right here. I love you guys so much, man. Y'all already know how it's going to be going down. May 4th and 5th, I will be in Detroit, Michigan. I'm coming to Detroit. If you guys have not got y'all seats, make sure y'all do get y'all seats for the Mother's Day brunch, because I will be on my way out there. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for the cash app. I am on my way to Detroit, May 4th and 5th. And then May 17th and 18th, I will be in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm on my way to Jacksonville, Florida, so y'all get ready for me to be out there in Jacksonville as well. The month of April is our community service month. I will put it on my page. I'll put it back up on my page. I've been having it up. I'll be out there. I will be out there for the community service month. One thing, I was setting up a thing for our youth, for our teenage girls. We're going to have to postpone that. Reason why we're postponing it is because we did not realize that a lot of the girls are going to be out of town because it is spring break, and they won't be getting back until like that Sunday or that Sunday night or whatnot. We wasn't even thinking about it was spring break weekend that this was going to be happening. So I'm going to have to move the date, and everybody's like doing it during the summertime where they don't have nothing to do and we can set it up that way. So we're going to have to postpone what we were doing on the 19th for the girls. We're going to have to postpone that to another day because they're going to be, a lot of them are going to be out of town. They're not going to, for the basketball team, they're not going to be at school during that time. So we're going to, they won't be with their coach, around that time. And she's trying to get all the girls inside of that as well. So we're going to be working on a different time. So y'all stay connected for that. Y'all stay connected for that. I know some of my girls gonna be like, oh man, I was ready. I know. But we gonna get it right. We gonna get it right. You know what I mean? We're gonna make sure the teachers. I already got y'all teachers in line for that, and they are eager to get that thing done for y'all, man. They are setting up their PowerPoints and whatnot. So it's gonna be amazing when that time comes. It's gonna be amazing for you guys. So don't think that coach is just gonna forget about you, because I'm not. We definitely working on getting that done. Hot meals and hygiene. I want my people to make sure y'all. Hey, everybody that's driving out here, they have put a fence all the way around the park where the homeless normally would be out there at the park. They fenced the whole thing and fenced them out. They're doing something in that park, look like they're building apartments. I don't know what they're doing. They're building something over there. So now our people have absolutely nowhere to go. So at this point, I'm going to go down to Oliver Gospel Mission, and I'm also going to go to the Women and Children's Shelter, and I'm going to see if we can set up at one of these spots. But hot meals and hygiene will not be canceled. I'm telling y'all, we're going to do hot meals and hygiene, even if we have to do it out of the trunks of our cars. We will have the meals coming out of one trunk or two trunks, and the hygiene bags coming out of another two cars. So I'm going to need about 5 cars altogether, one way or another. Or I might just, but then again, I might not need all those cars, because Rambo got 2 vans, and she's already told me she will bring the vans out there. This food is going to be passed out. These hygiene bags are going to be passed out. I am not going to let nothing stop hot meals and hygiene. Even if we got to do it out of the trunks of the cars, it is going to happen right here in Columbia, South Carolina. And if I'm telling you right now, I'm the worst kind of person to let something like this happen with, right? Because if I see that I can do it out the trunk here and it go well, then y'all know I'm about to get Rambo put the vans on the road. We headed to Atlanta. We headed to Charlotte. We headed to DC. We headed to Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? We headed to wherever. We on the way. I'm about to set. Let me see. I can do it out of trunk. If I can do it, baby. If I can do it out, yeah, y'all gonna be sick of me. Y'all see me pulling up and I got 4 cars behind me. Just know it's about to go down, baby. I'm trying to tell you. I'm like, y'all better give me a building, because all it takes is for me to see that I can do it one time. If I see that I can do it one time, oh yeah, it's up from there. Hey, I'm telling you. So we looking for a spot, but if we don't have a spot, then that's how we gonna be rolling it. That's exactly how it's gonna be happening. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna have a whole, man, listen, 2 vans, food gonna be in one van, and then we're gonna have all the hygiene bags in another, and we're gonna be passing it out right down the street. My chosen family, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get our shirts put together, because I want us to have staff shirts while we are out there, so we can make sure that we got people on the street that's out there passing out the bags, and we know who is ours, and you know what I'm saying, who's not. Yeah, all of this has to be organized, so we're getting all of it done right now. Hot meals and hygiene is still in full effect, so I want you guys to be ready for that. I love you guys, and I want you guys to have an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Y'all be good. Facebook, can we reach our goal? We are like, we 780 stars short. Can we get 780 stars over there on Facebook? All right, TikTok, I see y'all at 205.5. Let's go. I love it. We need 6 badges on IG though. So my TikTok supporters, can y'all go to Facebook and Instagram and help Facebook and Instagram out real quick so that we can reach our goals? Y'all are not playing. Y'all did not play this morning. Y'all did not come to play. If y'all can go over there and y'all can help them out real quick, let's see if we can reach our goal over here on Facebook and IG. I love you guys so much, man. Let's get it, man.